Thanks so much for joining us at 11 o'clock. I'm Felicia Lawrence, in tonight for Scott Swan. 32 hours. That's how long investigators have been searching for the person who shot and killed prominent conservative activist Charlie Kirk. And while they may not have anyone in custody at this hour, we are learning more about the person police believe may have fired the fatal shot. Investigators just released new photos of a person they're now calling a suspect. And for the first time, we're seeing video of the suspected gunman after the shooting. It shows him on the roof of a building at Utah Valley University. Then you see him climb down the side of the building and run off. Utah Governor Spencer Cox says they've gotten more than 7,000 tips, and he warns people to be cautious about online content in this case. He says they are seeing a lot of disinformation.
What we're seeing is our adversaries want violence. China, we have bots from Russia, China, all over the world that are trying to instill disinformation and encourage violence. I would encourage you to ignore those, to turn off those streams, and to spend a little more time with our families. We desperately need some healing.
As he does.
Investigators also found the rifle they believe was used in the shooting, but tonight the motive behind the shooting is unclear. Governor Cox says the state of Utah plans to seek the death penalty against the Kirk shooting suspect. The FBI is offering a $100,000 reward for information. The governor of Utah called the shooting a political assassination. Condemnation came swiftly from the right and left. Republicans and Democrats agreeing there is no place for this kind of violence in America, but some reactions to the shooting are getting condemnation of their own. Alex Almanza is in Muncie, where the president of the Human Rights Commission was pushed into resignation after saying that Kirk deserved what happened to him. Alex?
Stephen Knipp is no longer the president of the Muncie Human Rights Commission. He actually turned in his resignation on Thursday after comments he allegedly made on Facebook ignited a firestorm.
My phone started ringing. I wasn't aware of the comments that had been made on the Facebook post.
The posts obtained by 13 News can't be independently verified, but they were attributed to Knipp and they were explosive, allegedly saying Charlie Kirk, quote, deserved this and I hope he is only first, and that, quote, this man is the cause of the circumstance. He is neither a victim nor a hero. Before stepping down, Knipp told us he needed time to think about next steps, but on social media he says he doesn't regret his reaction.
We don't need anybody fueling that type of fire. You know, those are things that we want to try to stamp out and move forward as a city, as a country.
Republican leaders also weighed in, saying in part, quote, words like these are not harmless. They have consequences, they incite violence, sow division, and cause lasting harm in our community. Knipp later wrote online that while he's resigning from the Human Rights Commission, he hopes more people will advocate for human rights.
You know, we were elected to represent this city and our constituents, and I think what we need to do is represent those people as we promised we would do upon taking office.
Leaders say their focus is on healing, moving past words that cut deep and back toward words that unite. In Muncie, Alex Almanza, 13 News.
And people also gathered for a vigil in Muncie following this act of political violence. They came together on Ball State's campus. The event tonight held by Pray for Muncie. Organizers say the purpose is to bring a sense of unity.
Our role as a campus ministry, our role as a church, it's not to bring everybody to Jesus. It's not that we would convert everybody or whatever the word may be. And this was Charlie's role as well. It's not to bring everybody to your side of believing.
Pray for Muncie hopes to host more on-campus prayer events throughout the month for anyone in need. And our coverage of the Charlie Kirk shooting continues online. There you can read the statements from lawmakers across Indiana and the country. Plus, we'll be posting any updates on the investigation as soon as we get them. It's all at WTHR.com.
It was warmer this afternoon, but still relatively comfortable overnight. Temperatures expected in the 50s and 60s, and that's where we are right now, down to 55 in Crawfordsville. We have 60 in Kokomo and in Muncie, 59 Richmond, 66 Shelbyville, and 63 in Bloomington and Columbus. We'll go up a few more degrees tomorrow afternoon, a mix of sun and clouds, high temperatures in the middle and upper 80s, and it's going to be a warm night for Operation Football. Those kickoff temperatures tomorrow evening, close to 80.
Thanks, Angela. We'll check back in. And tonight, investigators are linking a man arrested for 2 attempted rapes on the Monon Trail to a crime nearly a decade ago. Prosecutors tell 13 News DNA evidence helped them make that connection. Now, 27-year-old Larry Dorson is facing rape and child molestation charges. Investigators say Dorson was 18 at the time of the violent sexual assault of a 13-year-old in February of 2016. A new detective on the case confirmed Dorson lived just doors down from the victim at the time of the alleged crime.
Certainly we couldn't do it without the DNA, but we also can't do it without the victim. And to have the victim's cooperation in this matter, I think just speaks to the enduring spirit of people that we have in our community.
Investigators first linked Dorson to the 2016 crime in 2019, but they say at the time they could not make contact with the victim. The detective then retired. Then, when IMPD reached out about Dorson's arrest last month, they say they were finally able to connect all the pieces. Dorson is scheduled to appear in court on these new charges tomorrow morning. And now to Madison County. That's where psychologists spent the day testifying about the IQ test scores of the man on death row for killing Elwood officer Noah Shanavez. Carl Boards II is charged in the shooting death of Officer Shanavez during a traffic stop in July of 2022. 2 court-appointed psychologists have performed intellectual disability evaluations on Boards. Dr. Karen Salikin testified that the board scored 92 on the IQ test she administered, which is well above the 70 score considered sub-average. Dr. John Fabian testified Boards does not have an intellectual disability, and the prosecution called Dr. Justin Donaldson, who confirmed the court-appointed evaluations.
We provided our own expert, a psychologist that we have retained in this case, and he provided some additional explanation to the court-appointed psychologists and their evaluations. That we presented additional evidence in addition to what the court had provided through their experts.
The judge will hear arguments from both sides on the intellectual disability evaluations at the next court hearing scheduled for October 2nd. The trial is expected to start in January. Now, a Howard County judge is permanently banned from judicial service. Judge Matthew Elkin is expected to hand his resignation over to the governor and leave office no later than September 30th. The Indiana Supreme Court handed down that decision today, and it says Elkin engaged in multiple instances of judicial misconduct. Elkin can keep his law license. And the New Pal Police Department just released pictures of 3 people they say broke into New Pal High School this week. In a post on social media, police say the suspects took electronics and cash from the building, and they say one of the people may have had a gun. Anyone with info about anyone in these pictures is urged to call police. Here's a quick look at other stories making headlines right now. Investigators just identified a man killed by Lawrence police. Officers first responded to the report of an assaulted caretaker yesterday at a group home near Pendleton Pike and Carroll Road. Police say when they arrived, 25-year-old Malachi Baumgartner charged at them with a knife. That's when police shot him. Baumgartner died at the hospital. An ice cream truck driver is now sentenced for murdering a man in 2022. A jury found 43-year-old Darius Butts guilty in the shooting death of 32-year-old Desmond Banks. Police say the shooting happened after Butts hit the victim's car in a parking lot. Now, an Anderson woman is charged with trying to help a former Madison County councilor evade police for more than 2 years. Police arrested Stephen Sumner Tuesday in Kentucky. He'd been on the run since failing to show up for a court hearing on 18 charges, including rape and sexual misconduct with a child. And tomorrow, House Republicans are holding a virtual caucus. Lawmakers are not confirming why. But the meeting comes as Governor Mike Braun considers a special session to redraw Indiana's congressional districts. That push now has new support from Republican Jim Lucas. He previously told 13 News redistricting didn't make sense for Indiana, but now he says he's worried for the future of the country if Democrats take control of the House in 2026. Remember, you can find all the latest local stories anytime on our 13 News app.